It's the return of the Mac. He's back June 29th, Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena against Michael Chandler. Woo! It's time, boys. He's back. I'm surprised it's this early. I know he announced it at the start of the year. It's been in the back of his mind, but we've seen him drinking, guys. We've seen him having a nice time, enjoying his life. I'm just happy we've got a date. I'm happy there's been an official announcement by the UFC. We've got something set in stone. 75 days from today, I think it is. 77, 75, something like that. Not a lot of time. 10 weeks. Around 10 weeks till Conor McGregor fights again, which is so soon. That's one 10-week camp. He's going to be in it now, I hope. Look, it's what he does. He's a fighter. I want to see him come back. If he gets through Chandler, I made a separate video on this earlier. Holloway McGregor 2 is what to do in November, and MSG in New York. If he can get through Chandler, it's the perfect situation. BMF title on the line. But let's talk a bit about the Chandler fight. Michael Chandler's been sat out for a while. Could have been a tactical sting from McGregor. You know, he's just had a few wars in the octagon. He's battle tested, he's battle hardened. He'll be looking to have a strong bounce back. He's not got any ring rust. Let's make him sit out for almost 2 years and let him be dying for a fight. Let him train and let him come down. We know McGregor's a tactician, but I think McGregor's not going to be able to get his feet wet with anybody above Michael Chandler. I think Michael Chandler is ranked 6th in lightweight rankings. This fight will be happening at welterweight. I'm a bit annoyed about that. I think McGregor's at his best when he's light. When he's fast, he's light. Doesn't get tired as quick. He has looked very, very good at welterweight as though in the UFC. You know, the Cerrone performance at welterweight looks good. I don't think you're going to out-explosiveness or out-strength Michael Chandler. So I think being fast and whippy would be your best bet, but maybe he will have the speed advantage at welterweight. Let Chandler burn himself out. I don't think this fight's going past 8 minutes. I think one of them is going out, and I have a feeling it'll be McGregor. He put up a tweet the other day. He said, I've only been clicked once in my UFC career, taking less damage than most. If you let me fight 4 times a year, 8 times a year, I'd have a lot more losses, but I'd also have a lot more. You know, he said something like this, and I think he's understanding. You know, he's 35 now. He needs 4 fights a year. He wants to cement himself again, and they're definitely gonna fast track him. If McGregor come back, beat Michael Chandler in a 1.6 million pay-per-view by return, 3 years to the day of losing his losing his leg to Poirier. It could be very exciting. You know, it's been such a long time since we've seen Conor in there. I've made videos back in the day when Conor was fighting. You'll see them on these channels. I've been doing this for a long time now. Look, I love the guy. He transformed the sport. The mixed martial arts scene is so much more fun when Conor McGregor's in it. When he's an option. When it's a McGregor fight coming up. It's just different, okay? Yeah, no, Mali fight's cool. Or, Poirier, Makhachev this weekend. A Conor McGregor fight is different. He's the biggest star in fighting history. If you take it all into consideration, Muhammad Ali was huge, Mike Tyson was huge, but Conor McGregor in modern day fighting is the biggest star in history. He has the whole package. But if he goes out here and loses, I will never say to a fighter to retire, but I do not want to see him fight. I want this to be his last fight. If he loses, because he's 35, he's not what he once was, but I want him to come out there and prove us all wrong. I want him to come out there and say, you all must have fucking forgot who I am. The Mac is back, the Dawn, the Platinum Dawn. I truly think he's got a tough task at hand with Michael Chandler, and Chandler's he tweeted saying, finally, McGregor has maybe been a bit not in fight camp shape or fight shape and hopping into a 10-week camp all of a sudden. He's known about this date for a while, which gives me a bit of confidence. It's at 170. McGregor likes 170. He doesn't want to cut weight. He doesn't want any of that distractions. It's a 5-round main event, T-Mobile Arena. He said he wanted to get his feet wet with a 3-rounder. That's not ever going to happen. If you're the main event, you're a 5-round fighter, and you're not putting McGregor in the co-main event. Who can we have on the undercard of this fight? UFC 303. I'm going to say it. Ian Garry, Colby Covington, co-main event. That's a massive fight. And if Ian Garry can beat Covington in the co-main event of a McGregor card, he's now he's up there now with a big star in the UFC. You know, I've been saying this in my last video, we've got a lot of big things happening in the next 2 months. Bear in mind, May's pay-per-view is awful, but then we've got 2 banging pay-per-views in June. We've got the return of McGregor, international fight week. Now, folks, I'm tempted to go to it. I have a feeling it could be McGregor's last one, but if it's not, we'll go to the one, hopefully Madison Square Garden in November, Holloway versus McGregor 2. Oh my god, imagine that full circle moment. Like 10 years later, the rematch. Do you know what I mean? It's just, like the first fight wouldn't even play a factor. Michael Chandler could catch him. Michael Chandler's a very good stylistic matchup for Conor. He's a bit of like a fat Chad Mendes. He'll bounce forward. I think Chandler will shoot takedowns though. Chandler's chinny, right? And he's exciting. But if McGregor's in that locker room knowing he's not 100% battle tested, that could fuck with his mind. And I know he's bulletproof mentally, and that he's coming off the leg injury 3 years out against an explosive, hungry Michael Chandler. That's how the fight game goes. I mean, I can't wait to see everyone's videos on this news. The Mac is back. Finally, he's coming. It doesn't even feel real that he's coming back. It's been 2 years off, a year and a half off, 6 months off, then 3 years off, and the whole last 5 years of his career has just been horrible for fans. But now he's back. Now we've got an official date, official announcement in around 10 weeks' time, something for all of us fans to look forward to. And I can't wait. I am so excited. I'm ready for this. And look, whatever anyone wants to say about the man, he's a phenomenal athlete. He knows how to prepare for a fight. I've got Chandler winning this fight. Right now, in this moment, I haven't seen any training footage of Conor. I haven't heard any interviews of Conor. Once I hear more stuff, I know I'll switch to McGregor. But from what I've seen, Michael Chandler's a tough warrior. He's game. He's been battle tested, battle hardened, and maybe the time off has been detrimental. But he had a war with Poirier, a war with Gaethje, got knocked out by Oliveira, flatlined Ferguson. It's a perfect fight for McGregor, but the guy's then recovered, rested. I think he needs to go out there and catch Chandler cold in the first minute or two. And you know what's terrible? I can see that happening. I can see him just catching Chandler early and that being it in about 40 seconds. The same way with Cerrone. Just bump, hammer fist, and then he walks off. If that's the case, I want to see McGregor versus Holloway in November. I don't want to see Holloway versus Topuria. Give Volk Topuria in August or September or October maybe at the Bernabeu. I want Holloway to be involved with big fun fights. We've seen Holloway fight for a belt. I know Holloway wants that belt, but just please relax. Take a chill pill. Just wait. Oh, okay. That's all I have to say on that. The Mac is back. That's my initial reaction. What do you guys think? It's going to be a big ask for Conor, but I want to hear everyone's opinions. We finally got a date. You know what? It doesn't even feel real because that's how long we have been waiting for this. And that is what makes me excited. Finally, it's happening. It's what the fans are owed. It's what us as MMA fans are owed. June is a massive month. We have 2 pay-per-views in June. One at the very end, one at the very start. One of them being International Fight Week. I want Ian Gary, Colby Covington on the card. Maybe Chuck. Who else could we chuck? Paddy Pimblett on the July card. That's Manchester, though. I would love to see Paddy Pimblett on the McGregor card end of June. But that means he'd have to get into fight camp around now. And his babies are being born this week, so we'll have to see. But that's a massive opportunity if they offer him someone like Bobby Green or Renato Moicano. We'll see. Aljamain Sterling, maybe Brian Ortega on the McGregor card, end of June. That's a really good fight. Will Aljo want to turn around that quick in 10 weeks? We'll see. Anyway, folks, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you so much for watching. McGregor is back. The Mac is back. Finally, let's do it, folks. Oh, I'm so happy. We've been waiting so long for this. See you later, guys. Subscribe.